The other day I published a video about what to back up when backing up a Qlik Sense server, and in that video I mentioned that there are 11 Qlik Sense configuration files that contain encrypted data. And today I will show you how to decrypt that data. My name is Mikkel, and over the past 6+ years I've specialized in deploying, securing, and maintaining Qlik Sense servers. And now I'm here to share what I've learned. So let's get started and take a look at how to actually decrypt encrypted data. And as complicated as it may sound, it's actually quite simple. Let's start with an example of a configuration file that contains encrypted data, and then jump into and see which PowerShell function will need to be created and how we can actually decrypt that data. So what I have here is the default installation directory for a Qlik Sense server, which is program files Qlik Sense. And then in the Sense folder, there's a repository folder, and in here you can see there's this repository.exe.config file. If I open it up and scroll close to the bottom here, you'll see that there's this block of text that just seemingly makes no sense. It's this way because it is encrypted information about your PostgreSQL server, and it contains a bunch of information, but the reason why it's encrypted is that one piece of information that's inside here is the password for your Qlik Sense repository user, and that's very sensitive information, so obviously you want to make sure that it's hidden. So that's what we're going to be working with, and we're going to try to convert this block of seemingly random characters into the actual text that's behind them. So how do we do that? As I mentioned, all you need is PowerShell. So I'll go ahead and launch PowerShell here, and a fairly simple function. So here's what it looks like. It's called Decrypt, or I've named it Decrypt Encrypted String, and I'll have the details of it that you can use, so you won't have to retype the whole thing. Somewhere in the description or in the corresponding LinkedIn article. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter to create this function. So PowerShell is aware of it and I'm able to use it. And the next thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and copy this string and paste it in PowerShell. So I'm going to wrap it in double quotes. So that's just to tell PowerShell that this is a string and I'm typing a string and not typing some oddly named function or a keyword. And then I'm going to pipe this this string of text, encrypted text, to the function that we just created, decrypt encrypted string. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and what it's going to do is going to pass the string over to the function, and the function is going to do its thing, decrypt the string, and return to us decrypted value. So here we go. So there we go. As you can see, this is, as I mentioned, the information about your PostgreSQL server. It has the name of the database, QSR, the user name, the password, here it is. So very, very sensitive information, should be encrypted. That's really how you decrypt it. Again, surprisingly simple. A simple function can actually go ahead and get it decrypted. Why am I showing this to you? There's two reasons. One is that it's pretty cool. Being able to decrypt encrypted information kind of makes you feel like a hacker. I like it. It's fun. The other reason, a more serious one, a real reason, is because there's something that you need to know about how this encryption and decryption works, and it's not very obvious at first. So even though I have this function to decrypt encrypted text, if I go ahead and try to create the same function on a different server and pass that same function this same string of text, that other server is not going to be able to decrypt this string. So this string, in other words, the implication is it's only decryptable on this machine, the machine that actually generated the string initially. So let's take a look at an example. So this is my staging server. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my dev server, and I'm going to follow the exact same steps. So I'll launch PowerShell and paste the same function into it. Here it is. And I'm going to jump back to my staging server and get this. Let's actually just copy it straight from the configuration file. So copy the encrypted string from my staging server, right, onto my dev server. And again, here's the string, and passing it to decrypt encrypted string function, the one that we just created, and I'm going to hit an enter, and this time though I'm gonna get an error. So that's worth recognizing. That's what I'm really trying to show you, that this string of text was encrypted by the server and that server's key, encryption key. And because that is the case, that string, this one that we try to decrypt, is only decryptable, I don't know if that's the word, but it can only be decrypted by that server on which it was originally encrypted. Other servers will struggle to decrypt it. That's really the meat of this video, really to show you that there's a way to decrypt information, encrypted information within configuration files, and that this encrypted information cannot be easily decrypted on other servers. The servers that haven't encrypted the data originally. And the last point is, just be careful to not overwrite the configuration files or that were backed up on one server when recovering your Qlik Sense server on a different machine. That's going to cause you a failed recovery or migration effort. It's not a huge problem, you just have to start over. But the first time I did it, it delayed the recovery process and caused me a whole lot of headache trying to figure out why in the world the server keeps crashing when I'm recovering. And I was looking at it, I knew that I've recovered absolutely everything that I've backed up from the original server, but that was the problem. There's these 11 files that should not be recovered because they contain encrypted information that the new server was not able to read. There you have it. That's how you decrypt encrypted information, and a quick tip to be mindful of when recovering your Qlik Sense server on a different machine.